Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Fleck, licensed veterinarian, master's degree in reproductive physiology, an esthetician, and the developer of Epi-Pet Canine Care SunScreen. You know, 30 years ago, pets used to sleep outside or maybe on the living room floor. But today, our four-legged family members, four-legged family members, they crowd us out of our bed at night. So things have really changed in 30 years. 30 years ago, we as humans used to go to the beach and we didn't put on sunscreen. We put on baby oil so that we had a beautiful bronze skin color. But then we learned over a period of time that maybe that produced a lot of sunburn and maybe even skin cancer. But we never really paid much attention to what it might be doing to the pets. Of course, we didn't put any baby oil on our pets, but they were outside frolicking in the sun and just enjoying everything that they could. And what they discovered was they got sunburned too, but we didn't even recognize it. We didn't realize the pain that they were feeling from that excessive sun rays. So let's move forward now, 30 years. 30 years from now, people aren't ridiculous anymore in putting baby oil on their skin out in the sun. They put sunscreen on to protect themselves from the dangerous sun rays. But what about our pets? Do we really think that they need them? Well, fortunately, about 20 years ago, a number of veterinary researchers discovered that the pet skin was just as sensitive as human skin to the sun. So pets can experience extremely painful sunburn and skin cancer. So what has been happening with the pets from that time forward? Well, from that time forward, we as veterinarians have been trying to educate people to protect their pets just like we protect ourselves. But back 20 years ago, we didn't have an adequate sunscreen product to be able to use on our pets. So with my interest in skin care, I pursued the veterinary pharmaceutical companies to see if they had something available that we could present, or if they were interested in developing something to present. And they chose to do neither provide us with anything that they had available, which they didn't, or to provide something new. So what did I do? The crazy thing, I decided to start my own company, Epi-Pet, and develop the SunScreen sun protector to protect our pets from excessive sunburn and skin cancer. So over the last 30 years, there's been a lot of development about the general health of people with the sun and how it affects them for sunburn and skin cancer. Well, the same thing has happened with pets. And we really kind of discovered that there's variations in people with the intensity of sun and how the sun maybe can be blocked so as not to cause particular damage to the skin from different types of skin types in people. For example, Caucasian or white-skinned people, especially if they have red hair, are really sensitive to the sun and very sensitive to skin cancer. Then brown-skinned people are very sensitive to skin, and most of the time they thought, well, we can't get sunburned because we don't have the white skin. And then black-skinned people, they also thought that maybe they didn't get sunburn or skin cancer because of the protection from the pigment in the skin. But as we've discovered, pigment really helps, as well as having a hair coat. Now I can assure you that I have a strong chest hair coat, and it doesn't protect me from getting sunburn. But let's talk about pets next, because we've talked enough about people. All right, so the pets. If we have a German Shepherd, it's got brown skin or a lot of pigmentation and seems to have a lot of fur. So most people would think, why are we even considering that they might be able to be sunburned or maybe get skin cancer? Well, let's remember that they don't have fur and they don't have pigment necessarily on their face and the muzzle, around their nose, on the inside of their ear flaps, and the major area where they don't have the protection is the undercarriage or the underbelly. And that's the same thing for all pets. This pet that we have in front of us, Kane, is a perfect candidate for being the top types of breeds that would experience skin cancer and sunburn. If you'll notice, we're short hair, we've got pink or white skin, at least in part of the body, and so the sun can penetrate that very easily, and they're very sensitive to it. So these are the candidates, the primary candidates that we want to protect. But let's not just talk about the primary candidates. Let's remember that every canine has the ability to end up with sunburn and skin cancer. So what we have developed is something to protect the pets from the intense sun rays, just like the SunScreen has been developed for people. And the value of this particular sunscreen is that it is safe, efficacious, and a very stable product.